What's up, guys? Coming at you today from the worldwide headquarters of Gomer's Knife Shop. Well, the weather has changed here. We probably got a good couple inches of snow on the ground, and it's cold outside, windy. It's supposed to snow again tonight. Of course, they kind of downplayed the snow we got last night, but as y'all might see, let's see if we can. Y'all might see out there. See all that snow. Yeah, it's fun. So my wife went to Walmart the other night, and she found a couple of things. There was two in particular knives that I kind of wanted to check out, and I'll make separate videos for them both, but here's one of them. It's the what everybody's calling the Bugout killer. It's 7.5 inches long. It's 3 1/4 inch stainless steel blade. Of course, this one doesn't say it's D2, so it's stainless. That D2 is the tool steel. It's a 4 1/4 inch polypropylene handle. I think polypropylene is the same thing they make locks out of. So I'm not real sure on that. It does have the infamous shaft lock on it, and it has a pocket clip. And that's kind of what it says. It's all it says. You know, this is their $5 knife. And of course, you know, I don't know if y'all can zoom in on that, where it says made in China. Of course, you know, it's good that they put it in cardboard. It's recyclable. We don't recycle. Probably should, but yeah, this is the Ozark trail knife. First impressions, it's kind of hard. The handle is, and right there, here she goes. Of course, they've put, you know, black on the packaging, which is pretty nice. Right out the box, closes. Not quite. Let's see if it'll close again. Yep, closes. Opens real nice. The edge is very sharp. Has a swedge on the blade. Of course, you know, kind of tell that. Of course, you can see the Ozark Trail. And that's all the markings it really has on it. You know, that's the first one I've seen in a Walmart. Of course, it's, you know, it's kind of a toss-up because it is $5, but you know, my understanding too of these, and it's a, you know, Scab put out a video on this. Could this knife replace a Benchmade? Possibly, because the simple idea is, you know, people don't want to pay $300 for a pocket knife. This is $5. You know, if it breaks, tears up, chips the blade, you know, what have you, it's a throwaway knife. Would it make a good gift for Christmas? sure. Yeah, it's kind of one of those really nice kind of fidgety knives. I know Catfish Bum was on here the other day, and he kind of tore it down. And I'm kind of with him on that. These have no inner liners, as y'all don't probably see. They have no inner liners. So the only thing that is holding this thing together is these spacers. So you get the mechanism here, you know, the locking mechanism in there, and that's probably the only thing that is holding this knife together. You know, if it holds it together, that's great. Do I feel comfortable using it for, you know, everyday tasks? Probably. But it's not going to go out here and bust a cord of wood or, you know, anything like that, just because it's a pocket knife. It's cheap. You know, and it is kind of one of those fidgety style knives. And it seems to be getting better as I work it. So let's see if we can. I can't get the spotty flick. There we go. I didn't get it on camera, did I? But you know, I get used to that liner lock. It's going to be something unusual to try to get used to. You know, the whole, what is that? Shaft lock is what they call that. Yeah, that's nice. It is loose out of the box. I mean, it doesn't feel extremely loose. So I'm going to use this thing for about a month. And see, this is the other thing that I was talking about the other night. See how that's just got 2 screws in it? And that's screwed directly into plastic. There's nothing in there holding those screws in there. So, in other words, you know, maybe the pocket clip will last. I don't know. And then again, it is a $5 pocket knife. You know, it's not meant for hard use. It's meant for, you know, just every day. If you want to open a bag of chips and want to cut, you know, that or string, or say if you're out in the garden tying tomatoes and you get the old trusty Ozark trail knife out and cut string, or open packages or anything like that. You know, I mean, that's kind of what it's made for. I know pretty hard on things, I won't lie. Usually a pocket knife of this style and stature doesn't last long with me, just because. But I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to carry it for a while and see just how tough this is, and if I think it will ever so possibly. Now, I don't have a Benchmade to compare to, but I would say, I mean, I've felt Benchmades before and things like that, but, you know, it's just one of those things that I don't have a necessity for a, you know, a couple $100 pocket knife. So that is, right now, is replacing the Air Ranger. So I'm going to put it up here on a shelf where I've got my other pocket knives, some of my other pocket knives, and I may come back and get that. Okay, so that's all I got for you. Well, I got one more thing, and I've got Word of the day, or of the video. Of course, I got it wrote down over here. I don't bring a Bible up here because it's nasty and dirty. Till I get it off my phone and then kind of fill in the blanks from there. So this is coming from Psalms 40, 1 through 3. Or, well, 1 through 2. I didn't write 3 down, but it said, I have waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. So that was David. Of course, many of y'all know that David wrote Psalms, most of the Psalms. And, you know, King David, even after all of his sin and all the things that he done that was bad in his life, and God had punished him for it, he still had a love for God. And of course, that's coming from the Old Testament, so Jesus hadn't come along yet, so it was still God at this point. But for a man to say that he'd waited patiently for the Lord, you know, that's one thing, because patience is not a thing of any normal man, you know. And when, you know, he turned back to him and he lifted him up out of the pit, out of the muck and the mire. You know, that word mire is something deeper on its own, because if you've ever been stuck in mud or have been, you know, I can kind of relate it to being wintertime and having to take care of livestock. You step in mud and you go up to your knees and there's no bottom to it. It gets all over you. But God lifted him up out of that and set his feet on the rock, on a hard spot. And, you know, whether you're in a hard spot or in the mud and the muck and in a pit, God will bring you out of that, no matter what. And he'll give you a firm place to stand. That's a goal that I'd like to have. You know, patiently waiting for the Lord to lift me up out of there. And he's lifted me up a lot. He's brought me out of the pit and out of the mud. But David is definitely one of the better writers in the Bible, just because of that. And it's pretty easy to see that, I mean, even though David had been punished for doing his fair share of sins, he still waited for the Lord, and he lifted him up out of the pit and the mud. And but that's a word for the day. That's kind of my thoughts on that verse. I've always liked that verse. And, you know, just remember, God bless everybody. Thank everybody for watching. And I thank everybody for the new subscribers that's coming on. But God bless everybody. Remember, live life outdoors.